Hello, everyone. Madmen ASMR stream.
We're back.
We're back. We're back. Don't you fucking dare do that. That's me. That's me pressing the buttons on the TARDIS. You fucking get that away from me.
Okay. Hello, everybody.
I am OZChris. We're back for another week of Madmen with a Box. I'm here with Pixel.
Hi, I'm Pixel.
He's just Pixel.
You're the professor.
He's not a professor.
Ah! Oh. Man, I'm in this weird energy mood, man. I got very little sleep, worked a long shift, but it was a good day.
That's weird because, not counting last night, but the previous 2 nights, I weirdly got really good amount of sleep. I got 10 hours each, which is not regular for me.
Great.
My regular is 5 or 6.
So you're saying that
But the thing is, if I get like 5 or 6 hours of sleep, I have a lot of energy. If I get the recommended 8 hours, I feel like absolute shit. But if I get 10, I'm okay. Yeah, it's
We're
weird.
making Chris great again.
We're going to give the jobs to Chris. He's really good. He's really trustworthy.
He's really good. He's going to build tons of jobs.
He's going to Chris is going to build tons of jobs for all the Doctor Who's.
You know, OZChris is my favorite Chris. Goodbye, Evans.
Chris is my favorite Chris. Chris Hemsworth is a fake. He's a liar.
He's a fake Australian.
I call him Piss.
I call him Thor. I think he's from Asgard.
I think
I know the difference between Norse.
No, he wouldn't. Fucking moron. He wouldn't
What
know
are you doing?
I don't know. But hey, we're here to talk about Doctor Who. And at the end of the stream, we're going to be reviewing the Season 7 penultimate episode, The Ambassadors of Death. I bring Sutek's gift of boredom. We'll get to that soon. But before we get into that, we have some news. What should we talk about?
We're going to talk about my favorite thing.
Oh,
Guess what? Newly announced, just in time for Christmas, you can have your very own 15th Dr. Sonic screwdriver in this stunning, I don't know, rose gold? I don't know.
I've seen people say it's pink, but it's not really pink. It's more reddish.
It's kind of red.
It's like the top is red, like a
magenta rose finish.
Magenta rose finish, yeah.
That's what it says right there. That makes sense.
Yeah, so
this one.
If you want another design of the worst looking Sonic screwdriver that isn't even a screwdriver, go right ahead. I know you're going to say, 13 screwdriver is bad. It's still cylindrical in shape. Unlike the click remote.
We're not going to talk about the shape and the curved. Okay.
Yeah. So
anyway,
I'm not getting this because I don't like the Sonic screwdriver. And also, if I did wanted to get it, apparently the shipping is like the same price as the item itself. So no, thank you. Not having any of that, champ.
When I get back, I will buy it.
Yeah, when Pixel gets back from his trip, he will buy it because apparently loved ones are more important than goods.
Yes.
Are you really a true consumer?
Consumer.
You look character toys in the eye, okay? Okay? You're making the billion-dollar corporation cry.
Cry harder.
They're going to be Pixel, why are you not supporting us, the 1%? We're just a simple $1 billion corporation. Why aren't you buying our products, Pixel?
$1 billion?
I don't know. I don't know how much money fucking character toys make.
Listen,
That's just my go-to.
Character toys, while they have some good stuff, let's not go crazy here. I don't think there's a end-all be-all.
Million?
Maybe.
Maybe $1 million. Fine then. Pixel, why are you not supporting the $1 million corporation?
Well,
okay, that's not very, as the kids say, PogChamp of you. Okay?
Maybe
you're
later.
The only one that likes this sonic screwdriver design, so why aren't you getting it now?
Because I have more important things.
Is it though?
Yes.
Is it though? I mean, is it though?
Very much so.
But yes, yeah, they announced this sonic screwdriver. It's Christmas themed for the Christmas special, Joy to the World. It's probably sold out already. I don't know. Maybe.
We'll go to
I don't care.
We'll go online and find out right now. Why not?
Oh my god, let's accidentally leak Pixel's credit details. It's still available, I think.
Still available.
£39.99 pounds. Oh, that there's a rip-off. That's not a. That's coming out of my baked bean budget.
Why do you?
That's coming out of my bangers and mash funds.
You know.
That's a right rip-off. That is.
You're.
What? I'm allowed to make fun of the British. They colonized this country.
What are you? Okay. Okay. Anyway.
So yeah, that's the sonic screwdriver.
Next is Big Finish. Genesis of the Cybermen. We have a cover.
Yes, we have a cover. Guys, did you want spare parts again?
Yes.
You got it. It's fine. It's a fine looking cover. I think it's alright.
Yeah, it looks alright.
It's pretty. I don't like Davison's pose. The weird side. So it's like the almost straight forward body, but with like the side.
Yeah, his face looks almost warped.
I don't know if that's just because of like the composite. So maybe. It looks a bit off. But no, it could be good. But even that, it's just by Jerry Davis. And last time we experienced it, an episode that was just by Jerry Davis. It was Revenge of the Cybermen, and that was
okay.
That was not as the Cybermen say, an upgrade.
That's fair.
It's more of a delete.
No, it's not. There's nothing that bad in it.
If Revenge of the Cybermen didn't exist, my life would stay normal.
Yes, it would.
It would. So, I'm going back in time just to get rid of Revenge of the Cybermen. Not even anything else.
Just going back in time to take turkeys off the menu this Thanksgiving. That's right.
I'm replacing it with Revenge of the Turkeys.
Let's talk about some radio times.
I don't know, do we?
Yeah, do it.
Yes, so Radio Times put up an article saying Christmas special will upend a long-standing companion tradition. And you're probably thinking,
Gevain.
What is this? What companion tradition are they is Doctor Who finally upending for the Christmas specials? Well, apparently the Doctor has always, as they say, this year's Doctor Who Christmas special will see the Doctor companionless and rather alone after an emotional 14th season. But apparently, we're changing that, buddy. We're changing that. The Doctor is, still companionless and rather alone. But apparently this is new for Christmas specials. Forgetting all those other times the Doctor didn't have his proper companion for the Christmas specials, radio times, you fucking morons. Now, I even did the math, okay? And no, it's not because I'm half Asian. That we have had, not counting this one, we have had 15 Christmas specials. Of them, about 7 actually have the Doctor's companion with them. Not just like a one-off companion for that episode, they're actual like companions. You could argue 5 if you want to argue that would you really count Nardole as like the companion in Return of Dr. Mysterio? Like, he wasn't the companion of the previous series, like, continuing onwards. He's introduced as the companion there, with the implication that they've been traveling for a while. But the first time we see Nardole, he's not a companion to the 12th Doctor. He works with Riversong, and that's it. So you could argue that. You could also argue Twice Upon a Time, because the Bill in that episode is not the real Bill. It's an avatar of Bill. If you want to go even further, you could also argue Church on Ruby Road. That's a companion introduction. So, this whole upending the long-standing companion tradition, over half of them have not had the companions on at radio times. You couldn't even do your basic homework.
All you really reminded me of was the scene in The Giggle where the toy maker is doing the little puppet show, and you realize that Moffat really loves killing off the companions.
Yeah.
He does it in a bittersweet way, and it's like, oh, they have this, oh, they had a full life, and oh, this, that. But he still has to be like, I put an end to them before he can go ahead and say he's done. Shooting a hole through Bill was diabolical. Okay. Next on the news.
I was going to say, also, with the Christmas special, we got this Nicola Coughlin's character, her surname. It's like, her name is like Joy Telemundo or something. And that literally translates to joy to the world.
No.
Moffat, you crazy bastard. You son of a bitch.
He saw his opportunity.
He saw it.
And he took it.
He fucking took it.
Look at that TARDIS.
Get him out of here.
No. Still wrote one of the better episodes of this era, so.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, speaking of Christmas, don't they know it's Christmas time at all? We have the time that we will be seeing Doctor Who.
Well, British
well,
people.
If you're in the UK. If you're watching from BBC, you're going to watch it at 5:10 p.m.
So, yep, at 5:10 p.m. is the Doctor Who Christmas special. Everywhere, all the British are now cheering because they don't have to wait till midnight to watch it. Oh no! Midnight for Doctor Who? Oh no, I have to sleep! I have to sleep! And what happens if I wake up and it's spoiled for me? Well, don't fucking go on Twitter the first thing you do when you wake up.
Chris is like diabolical.
You still owe him money, Pixels? That's what's going on here?
He's still in the diabolical mood. I don't know what's going on with him, man.
No.
Got that dog in
Do you not remember when the Series 14 release dates, like the time when that got announced and it would be midnight for the UK, everyone in the UK fucking went up in arms and were like, I'm not staying up till midnight. That's and it's like, yeah, that sucks, but like, you could just go to sleep and then watch it the first thing after you wake up if you don't have like work or whatever afterwards. Like, it's such a non-problem. It's like, oh, but that we can't watch it live then. It's like, boo-hoo. You know, when Series 14 came out here in Australia, it came out here on 8 a.m. on Saturdays. I work at 8:30. I spent 9 hours at work off of Twitter. So when I got back home, the first thing I did was watch Doctor Who. If I can have that restraint, all of you non-dentist having people can have that fucking restraint as well.
Okay.
So you happy now? You get a reasonable time.
I support you.
And I have to wait till Boxing Day to watch it.
And we might be waiting a little while longer to review it.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Next news, Radio Times still. Guess what? It's a showrunner's Christmas. You have Moffat and RTD together, just
celebrating Christmas.
There you go.
Now, I've seen a lot of people complain. It's like, why is Chibnall not here? Granted that he's part of the friend group.
Yeah.
Again, this is more to celebrate the upcoming Christmas special, which is part of Russell's second era and is written by Moffat. So, of course, it's only going to be those two people. Also, Chibnall decided not to do Christmas specials anymore, so
Oops.
I don't know. I don't know why. There's like very obvious reasons to why he's not in this photo shoot. Maybe he just was busy. I don't know.
Maybe
all these people complaining are just like, why is Chibnall not here? It's just like, use more than one brain cell.
That's asking a lot. Okay. But yeah, this is just a nice little.
It's a nice little photo shoot. And look at RTD there, smug.
He's always smug.
And look at Moffat there, smiling, thinking, I named my character Joy to the World. I'm insane.
I love Stephen Moffat. You don't understand. Best era, best doctors. He's the greatest. 10 out of 10. Would Moffat again?
What?
I don't know. Man. This.
I don't know.
Last couple streams.
I'm not trusting the guy that gave us Class. So, granted, he did some good episodes, but he gave us Class.
Was he a showrunner of Class?
I don't know.
I don't know either. So you're saying
I'm gonna look this up. It would have had to been his. He would have had to clear it because it was during his era, and it's a spin-off.
Still, it's a.
Okay, once this page. Credited written by Patrick Ness, who also produced alongside Doctor Who showrunner and lead writer Stephen Moffat and Brian Minchin.
That sounds like a whole bunch of.
So Moffat is one of the execs.
Okay, but I'm not.
Still, he was in charge. He was the showrunner at the time.
People.
He gave us Class.
You know what?
And it wasn't Class.
But he didn't give us Empire of Death. So we're going to go to the next episode. Not an episode. The next Radio Times article, which is just saying that Doctor Who is named one of the top British TV exports as UK show sales hit record US high.
Guys, this show that is definitely dying. Oh my god, it's definitely dying, guys. Look, as it is named one of the top exports of British television in the US. But guys, it's definitely dying. Like, come on,
Yeah.
please. Please believe my terrible YouTube channel. It's definitely dying. Did you not see me put the word woke on like a funny picture of RTD? It's definitely dying, guys.
In bright yellow letters.
In bright yellow letters, and I've put emphasis on certain words. It's definitely dying, guys. Please trust me. I'm not an idiot. Yeah, that's all I wanted to say.
That's pretty much all.
Like, regardless of what you think, like, I don't think Series 14 was particularly that good, but like, I'm not going around saying
Give a proper
dying.
Yeah.
Look at all these funny little numbers that I think I'm smart because they're numbers and I'm telling you the numbers. It's like, no. Doctor Who has gone through worse and it's still here. Remember when it went on hiatus back in the 80s? It's still here. It came back eventually.
It'll only be canceled again when they start doing Doctor Who on ice. Then you know it's time to end.
When is Doctor Who going to defy gravity and become a musical?
Popular.
We're gonna have like
popular. No.
We're gonna have weird interviews with Shooty, Million, Veradu, and they're all like holding their fingers, holding each other's fingers like this.
Okay, let me.
Hey, it's odd. Okay, I haven't watched Wicked. I've heard Wicked is good, but I can make fun of the interviews because they're quite odd. They're quite odd interviews.
Yeah.
And speaking of odd,
let's talk about this.
Yes, so
Gevain
we rolled the die. Yeah. We've rolled the dice and we've landed on Season 7, Serial 3 of Classic Who, The Ambassadors of Death, written by David Whittaker, but actually rewritten in parts by Malcolm Hulke, uncredited, directed by Michael Ferguson, produced by Barry Letts. It was broadcast between the 21st of March and the 2nd of May, 1970. The Ambassadors of Death. Gevain, what are your thoughts on The Ambassadors of Death?
Well, definitely one episode too long. I thought it was going to be done in 6, but they went 7. I didn't realize that somebody thought that flying through space would be as interesting as they tried to make it out to be, as they twice gave us their version of Apollo 13. But all in all, this was, as my daughters keep saying all the time, this was mid. A very mid episode. Yeah, definitely, maybe even 6 episodes, even 6 episodes too long. It just seemed to kind of drag at a certain point. I find as we're going through these classic ones, a lot of these I haven't watched, but I'm enjoying the classic Doctors. My favorites have always been pretty much 2 and 7, but I'm enjoying 3 more and more that I'm watching. In my mind, before I got familiar with him, I just kind of written him off as the Roger Moore of the Doctor Who's just by looking at him. But he's actually a pretty engaging guy for the most part. And I like Liz Shaw as a companion. I'd be interested to find out why she only stuck around for, what was it, one season? What was the reason why she left? Was it just contract or just wasn't
Actually, I'll actually look that up.
Yeah, but she's been I've always liked the Inferno from Third Doctor, but yeah, she's been a good companion. But this story was just seemed to be drawn out and sort of overwrought, and the whole twist that the 3 murderous aliens, are actually ambassadors being controlled against their will to start basically a world war with Martians, I guess, with Martians, and the fact that the generals behind this criminal overlord, or not even overlord, but just street criminal who kidnapped scientists at his behest. Yeah, this was, this is just, if this is something that's held up in high esteem by about Whovians all over the world, then you'll have to forgive me. I don't see it. I just cannot figure out why this was 7 episodes. I just can't figure it out. I mean, it's like this is making Trial of the Time Lord look like a real masterpiece at this point. I'll leave it at that.
Well, the Time Lord is a masterpiece.
That's what I'm saying. It's like for all those who get on Trial of the Time Lords means a clip show. It's like, nah, bro. That clip show is I'll take that any day of the week over this right here. We're gonna go 7 episodes. This was not tight. This was not interesting. There was no point to it. This definitely dragged. I don't know what they were thinking on this one.
So while I agree that it is too long, I liked a lot of this episode.
Really?
Set up. I love the music. The music in this story is freaking fantastic. You have the exciting fight scenes that are all very mundane in comparison to other episodes, but that doesn't make it bad to me. It's kind of just like on one hand, it's kind of a small scale, almost spy thriller, and then on the other, it's, hey, look, it's space. This is like if Moonraker was good. No.
What? That's Roger Moore.
So no, I really do. I really like all that. I like the doctor going ahead and being like, you know what? I know I'll do whatever test. I'll go up and see about our alien visitors. And I love that whole scene where you had the 3 watching the game. It's just a screen with it because they're trying to keep their minds from going crazy.
But even the doctor said, "Can we hurry this up?"
even though it is too long, I agree. I loved lots of parts about it, especially this following the Silurians. It's great. Because you have Carrington, who's your bad guy, who's like, I've got to stop the alien menace, and the Brigadier has to be the one to say, we got to calm down a little bit here. No genocide this time, please. And I really did like it. Like, I like a lot of this episode. It's too long, but I can't think of anything that I'm just dislike. It's just stretched too long. That's all. That's my own problem.
Well, my thoughts on this is that it is boring. It is definitely too long. I like the concept. I like the idea of what they were doing. It just needed to be shorter. This is another classic Who being too long for its own gosh darn good. If this serial was maybe 4,
there you go,
5 parts,
yep,
I would have liked it better, because it really just did feel like they were just stretching out. It's just like, oh, Liz escapes, but then she's captured again. It's like, oh, this guy escapes, and then he gets killed. The guy that kills him 2 different times sabotages the control center. He tries to sabotage the launch, and then he sabotages like the quote unquote like decontamination area so he can kidnap the doctor. It's just like, bro snuck in there twice. But like the main villain, like was it Carrington, General Carrington? Like, I kind of like that it's a very like twisted. He thinks he's doing this for the right reasons, because he had the previous experience with the aliens, which was actually more of like a it was an accident. The aliens didn't know that, humans can't sustain radiation, too much radiation, whoops-a-daisy. So he thinks that, the aliens are here. I'm doing this for the moral good. I'm doing this to protect us. We have to kill them. Like, that's interesting, but like, I don't know. The longer the story went on, I just felt more bored with it. Liz is great in this. I will say, like, Liz is
a moral obligation.
I have a moral obligation to say that Liz is really good in this episode, or in this serial.
Yep.
Definitely a highlight. And to answer Gevain's question earlier of like why she only stuck around for one season, is because they didn't renew her contract.
Okay.
They were like, we don't. I feel like she's like unnecessary, so they didn't renew her contract. And also, she found out she was pregnant while filming this.
Oh. Okay.
So they thought, okay, if they didn't exercise that right to like not renew her contract, she probably would have had to leave to go on maternity leave anyway. So I don't know.
Yeah, she definitely comes off as one of the more capable companions. That's what I did like about this serial is that with her like being sort of like cut off from the Doctor on her own, she definitely held her own as a character. Like she was very interesting, engaging. Looked like she could take care of herself just as witty. She felt like a member of unit who basically could operate as a member of unit and not like, say, Joe, who came off a little bit more secretary-ish, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And Sarah Jane, who at times can feel a little more damsel in distress. It's like Liz just comes off as more capable. And to Chris's point, if this was 4 episodes, I would have been down with this. And I also think it might have been a stronger serial if it kind of opened with the Carrington incident and then jumped forward a few years and kind of picked up from there, as opposed to it just. I think it could have even. I'm not a big fan of flashbacks necessarily, but I think this could have benefited from a flashback even halfway through of revealing Carrington's motives, as opposed to him just saying it.
I really love, because I don't know if this is how it is, but on my copy, because I have seen this, like I said, I've seen everything before. It's a matter of seeing it all again. I've seen everything that I can see. But this one, whenever you go ahead and you start and you have the do and you see his face, it cuts straight to the scene.
Yeah.
And then there's this minor cliffhanger, and then they do the title.
That was cool.
That was cool.
I like that. I thought that was an interesting. Yeah, that was cool.
And you have to think about.
Very comic booky.
I kind of just I think about you had to wait to watch each part. We're so lucky that we get to just binge through. I wonder if with that pause, how it feels. I wouldn't know.
Try it next time. Take 2 months to watch one classic.
I will.
Serial and see if it's any better.
I will. How about that?
All right, go ahead. That'll be your next video.
Wait, so were these broadcast?
Watching Classic Who as intended.
So these came out weekly, or these came? I thought they didn't come out twice a week, just weekly.
No, because this was broadcast from March to May.
Ooh.
So it would have been weekly, 7 parts.
So 7 weeks.
7 weeks.
You know what? I might have to try that.
Because I can just think about they do so many of the same things in those episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Like you hear him say, "A moral obligation, Doctor." Oh, I have a moral obligation. I have the moral right. And when you have that spread across 4 episodes and you have a week between, it's like that's the character. But when you're doing it once after another, it's like he's repeating himself. Because he is just.
That's an interesting point. That's interesting. That's something to consider.
But I still think that overall, I enjoy the feeling of this episode, even though it's too long. Yes, I'll grant that. I like a lot about it, and I just I can't help that. I can't.
All right. So before we get into ratings, fun facts.
With Chris.
Like I said, David Whitaker is credited as the writer, but Malcolm Hulk, for uncredited contractual reasons, rewrote the story. David Whitaker said that named this as his least favorite story he wrote. Now, I'm trying to remember what other stories he wrote. He also wrote The Edge of Destruction, The Power of the Daleks, The Evil of the Daleks, The Enemy of the World, The Wheel in Space. I know a lot of people don't like Wheel in Space, but there's still, you got Enemy of the World, where Troughton plays the Doctor and Salamander.
Yep.
You have Evil of the Daleks, The Power of the Daleks. But I'm pretty sure Terry Nation did those. Oh no, it is David Whitaker. Huh, interesting. Yeah. So yeah, got some pretty good episodes. Then Wheel in Space and then Ambassadors of Death. Filming was temporarily stopped because there was a reported sighting of a UFO. The UFO was in fact the Recovery 7 prop. You fools. You absolute fools. Jeffrey Beavers, who would go on to play the Decayed Master in Keeper of Traken and would later be Caroline Johns' husband, is in this episode as Private Johnson.
Oh.
Yep. And recording for episode 2 went severely over time due to numerous technical problems throughout the night. Camera breakdowns, ventilation system malfunctions, and videotape machine errors caused major delays. And CSO was heavily used to represent the alien spaceship to create the effect of the Doctor floating in midair. John Pertwee stepped on a forklift covered in blue material and was then lowered to the ground.
That was actually a good scene. I like that. Given the time, I like the execution of that. I thought that actually played that.
Yeah,
that played well.
Doing the best that they can with caveman tools.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. I guess we'll get into our ratings. Gevain, what would you rate this?
My head says 6, but my heart's saying 5, so I'm gonna give it 5.5. That is simply because of the length. Like I know when I saw there was an episode 7, I was like, really? So I'll give it a 5.5 because I agree with Pixel. If this was and with you, if this was a 4-episode serial, I think I'd have a lot more favorable opinion of it. But yeah. So for me, it'd be a 5.5.
I thought about doing 6.5, but that still just felt too low for me because I liked a lot of this episode. So I'm going 7. 1 for each episode. 7.
I'm gonna go with 5. Bang down the middle of 5. It is too long for its own good, and it really drags out, and I started to get bored a bit. But it does have interesting ideas. It could have been just executed or done better.
Yeah.
It just could have been done better.
Yeah.
Anywhere where the doctor's messing with the controls and then they both start disappearing in time. Just boop, 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 boop. Oh, there you are.
That was a cool
right,
bit.
Cut it open.
Cool bits. Yeah.
That's it. That's our show. We did it. We made it to the end. Next week we are back, and then after that, there is a large possibility of a hiatus because Pixel is going out of the country. So now's the time to mention that.
Blame this guy.
I know.
Villain.
And my
Where you
villain
headed, Quirks?
going to the Philippines. See my
Nice.
my girl.
My high school roommate was from the Philippines. He was actually the much beloved If not, I think he was the godson of Aquino, President Aquino at the time. Yep. Didn't result in an invite to the country, surprisingly enough, even though he's one of my best friends at the time. So I will always hold that against him. Other than that.
Well, Pixel's going in the worst time of the year, Christmas season. Hot
Why
as
not?
hell. Bet you can barely get anywhere because there's fucking traffic 24/7. So
Really?
good luck.
She's already
Pixel.
planned. She's already planned. Like she'll check into our Airbnb, and she's going to do grocery shopping in the day, and then I get in at 5, and we just go straight to the Airbnb, so we don't have to deal with people.
All right.
You're gonna take the jeepneys everywhere.
But that's it. We will be back next week doing something. We'll figure it out. But until then, thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. It helps out the channel. We will see you next time. And Alonze.
Stay tuned for a video coming out soon, boys and girls and everyone else.
Not from
You
Jimmy.
better watch it, or else I'll come get you.
Yep. Take care, everybody.
Good night.
See everyone.